everyone, welcome to Paranormal Q&A with Jack, Kenna, and Carly Hall. And Carly is not, she's just really tired tonight. So I think the whole weekend and all her gaming and everything else, because she was up really late last night too. I think it finally caught up to her. It's caught up to me too, but I decided I was going to keep doing the show. Didn't want to cancel the last minute. I promised you guys to be on, so I'm on. And hello, Michelle and Carl and John. How you guys doing out there tonight? I'm gonna wait for him to come on because one of our friends, Bob Burnell, as all of you know, many of you were there. We did the USS Salem this past weekend. We had our event there with Spirits in New England, held our event there, and so I want to talk about that. Bob Burnell sent me a couple clips of stuff. Barry, how you doing tonight? And so you sent me a couple EVP clips. I want to play those for you. Barry, I know you shared something with me too. The music that you caught. There's Bob Burnell. Bob, if you don't mind tonight, Bob, I want to share at least one of the clips that you sent me, the audio clips you sent me. It captured an EVP on. I think I'll try to play both of them. And but if it's okay with you, I'd like to play those. Just put in the chat whether that's okay with you or not, and I'll play those. Barry, if you can post that video again that you had sent me, that had the background, the music in the background on it, I'd like to play that too. I'm just not sure. I can't find it, so I'm not sure where it is. And Chris Sanders, how you doing there, buddy? And interesting enough, Chris, Carly and I and the Spirits of New England team did an event. I think you probably saw it on USS Salem. And do you realize, I didn't realize this, but it was a year ago, pretty much to the day, that we were there with you, almost to the day, just a couple of days, but pretty much a year from when we were on with you back last year on the USS Salem. And it was just as hot as it was when we were with you. and nothing against USS Salem, but I swear to God, I will never do another event on that ship during the summer. It just, for me, just too hot. So I'm going to try to stick to the spring and fall for that ship. I will be back. Bob Maloney, how you doing out there, Bob? How's it going? Love your card, by the way. Bob always has a picture of his card posted on his Facebook page picture, and it's a pretty cool card. I haven't seen it in person yet, I don't think, but I'd like to. So I see everybody's out there. Everything's going good. And again, I'd like to share Bob Burnell's, if that's okay with you, Bob, the audio that you sent. Oh, Karen, how you doing out there? I see Karen's out there. There's, oh, I did say hi to Carl already. I hope you guys all had a good time on the USS Salem. We did the best we could. Things didn't go quite according to what I had hoped it would, but mostly because it got too hot on the ship. So we had to take a break, and I tried to spend as much time with all of you as I could. Ellen got feeling not too well, so she ended up going up on top of the ship. So I know she wasn't there too much, but I tried to make the rounds as best I could with everybody under the circumstances. But again, I hope you all had a good time. And Debbie, I'm glad you said it was a blast. But I tried to do the best I could to spend time with everybody. We'll do it again. I think next year I'm either gonna talk to Don about planning an event early, probably for I think September next year on the Salem. And what I might do with that is go out for kind of a 2-day event thing where I'm gonna try to get a location, maybe the hotel we stayed at. I got to check to see if they have any room, large, rooms available where I could hold the class, my Paranormal 101 class, or maybe even paranormal class, and then have the use the USS Salem as our place of investigation, and do that out in the Boston area for anybody who's out that way that would like to take the class. I think I'm going to try to do that. I don't know if they allow overnights anymore, Bob. They used to. I will talk to Don and check with Don about that. Maybe when we do next year and I do it as part of the class, maybe they would allow us to do an overnight. I will have to ask Don. I'm not sure they do allow overnights anymore on the ship. But I do want to do that and bring the class out to the Boston area, Massachusetts, and run the class out there. I will be running the class again this year, assuming we get enough people for it, through SUNY Schenectady, the college in Schenectady, SUNY College in Schenectady, and Hudson Valley Community College again, where I held the very first time back in I think it was 2018. Wow, has it been, or 2019, 20 something anyway. But I forget, it's been so long. That whole year of COVID just wiped my brain out. So I do want to do that with everybody. There's Don. Don can be difficult to deal with. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Don, if they allow overnights, if you guys allow overnights on the ship anymore. What we were talking about, Don, if you just came in and you didn't hear me, I do want to bring my class out to Massachusetts, out to the Boston area next year. I think I would like to run a weekend class. I'm going to find a hotel that will have like a room available that I can rent and hold the class for 2 days, and have a one night investigation on the USS Salem. So maybe we could do it on a Saturday and a Sunday. So we do a full 8-hour class on Saturday. That night, Saturday night, do an investigation on the USS Constitution, and do a wrap up on Sunday. Finish up the class and do a wrap up on Sunday, back at the hotel again. So that's my thoughts, and we'll just try to go from there. So Don, I'll be talking to you about that. I do want to try to book something for next September, and do this. So we'll talk about that again. We got time, so we'll talk about that. But just jot me in a weekend or something for next year, okay? So we're talking 2022. Don, we had a great time on there. Thanks for all your help. And I did say that online, and for your team's help. And thanks for taking that photo of our team. We haven't had a team photo in a very, very, very long time, and that was a great photo you took for us at the end of the night. I do greatly appreciate that. Always a pleasure with you and your team too, Don. I greatly appreciate everything you guys do. So, Bob Burnell, if you don't mind, I want to share that couple audio clips you sent, because it turns out he did capture, pretty sure, a couple EVPs on there. The first one is me. I believe we were in the hospital room. Matter of fact, I'm positive about that based on what the audio is talking about. Thanks, Bob. I'm going to go ahead with that. And you hear me ask a question, and there is an answer there. I was shocked when Bob sent it to me that we actually have an answer. Interesting enough, I'm not sure if we caught any other audio but Bob. So without further ado, here it is. I'm going to play it for you guys. Let me know if you can hear it. And we'll go from there. I'm just going to, well, I can make it full screen. Here we go. Whoop, got to turn the volume on. So that'll play through again, guys. I forgot to turn on the volume on it. So
just a patient.
So there it was. So I'll let it play through again. If you guys couldn't hear it, let me know. You should have been able to hear it.
Just a patient.
So let me know what you guys think about that. What you think you heard. I know what I think I heard, but I want to hear from you guys what you think you heard on that. And then I'm going to play the next one that Bob sent me. So you heard me say, are you just a patient? And there seemed to be what I heard. I did hear a response to that from what Bob caught with his audio. He's got a great audio. You got a great audio system set up there, Bob, by the way. I really like it. I think it's an excellent system for really catching stuff. So with the high-end microphone and all that, I think it's really good. So guys, let me know what you thought you just heard on that, and I'll play it again. We'll go from there. And I'd like to hear everybody else's thoughts on, and did any of the rest of you get to go through any of your stuff? Did you catch anything? Barry says it sounds like yes, sir. Hey, Teresa Fowler, thanks for coming in. We just played a clip from the USS Salem from the investigation we did over the weekend. I'll play it for you again because I know you just popped in. So I'm going to play it again. You guys just tell me, just post it on there what you think you heard. So I'm going to play it again here.
Just a patient.
I'm just going to let it play again. So again, post on here what you think you heard, and let's go from there.
Just a patient.
Do it one more time. And then I'm going to go to the next clip.
Just a patient.
Okay, so I don't see anybody else posted anything, so either you didn't hear what I said or you're thinking it. No, unfortunately, I can't. I only got the clip. It's just a kind of a video clip that Bob sent me. Maybe Bob can do that from his computer, but we can always throw it up there again. Unfortunately, I can't isolate it. Teresa says, sounds like yes, sir. What I think I heard was either yes or yeah. That's my perception of what I thought I heard. But at least we're all kind of hearing the same thing. But Debbie says she can't really hear it. What I will do is I will share it up, what Bob sent me, if Bob doesn't mind. Or Bob, just put it up on your Facebook, which I think you did, put it up on your Facebook page. And you guys can, if you're friends with Bob, you can go to Bob's Facebook page and play it from there and change your sound settings and see what you can do. No, I haven't played the second one yet. I'm going to be doing that right now. This will be the second one and the last one that Bob Burnell sent me. I'm not sure. Bob can maybe give you a description of where this was and what was sent. And I got to turn the volume on it. So hang on a second.
Closer to the red light.
So that's the second one. I'm just gonna let it play. I'm not sure what it's saying.
Go closer to the red light. Suzanne. Just a piece. Go closer to the red light.
So you can hear it's like talking. The voice is underneath. Somebody saying it's Suzanne.
Go closer to the red light. Suzanne. Just a piece. Go closer to the red light.
So that was the EVP, right? After somebody coming. So
go closer to the red light. Suzanne, just a piece. Go closer to the red light.
And you guys just saw Carly walk by. That was not an apparition. Carly says hi. The light, I think Bob can tell you what the light is. It's a program he uses. It's an audio program he's using to, review the audio, look for EVPs, stuff like that. I think the light is just shows the sound and stuff like that. That's just part of the program. It's got nothing to do with the EVP itself or anything like that. So there's Bob just posted his stuff where he's got it, all the stuff that he sent me. Bob says it's right after. Brian says go closer to the red light. Says something. Then I think I said, I don't know if that was me saying that or somebody else said that. Like, somebody's coming, and I think if that was me, that's what it says, that somebody's coming, and then you hear the EVP. Again, I'm not sure what it's saying, but there is something there. It's definitely a voice there. So that's pretty cool, I think. And so, Bob, if you could tell maybe Teresa. Oh, Teresa says she heard is someone there. If you could tell Debbie Swatlig, or just give us all, a little bit about that program, what the light on it is, which I think is just, it's showing the sound from the voice. It's showing you what the sound audio looks like. He's using Adobe Audition. Okay. Which is a very good program. I've never used it myself, but it is one of the top programs out there to use. Robin says she heard somebody's coming. Well, the somebody's coming was me. I think me. That was the loud one, was me saying somebody's coming. The EVP is right after that, Robin. You'll hear like sounds whispery. So that's just how EVPs go. They're usually kind of whispery, kind of faint. You got to really sometimes increase the audio just to pull them out. And Bob's saying there are different modes. He says this one is restoration, so he was pulling out a restoration of the audio. Right, trying to clean it up, stuff like that. Good idea, Bob. So really good stuff. But if you guys had any other experiences on the ship that night, let us know. That's the only two I'm going to play that Bob gave me. He can send you anything else. I did, outside the hospital later on, when nobody was in there, I was making my rounds trying to make sure I saw everybody and stuff. But and it was just before I went back into the main hall there and heard the music. I stopped at the hospital and was just, it kind of felt like maybe something was around. So I just talked in to the room and just said, is anybody in there? Do you need help? Then I started saying, well, we have a nurse here who can help. And I also have a surgical tech if you need help. Right after I said that, right in back of me, out in the hallway, I heard a woman's voice say something. I'm not sure what it said, but I heard her say something. And then shortly after that, actually, Bob Burnell came by. And I was telling him about that. And I think he started doing more recordings around there and stuff. And then I went back into the main room where we were originally had all met. And we did the presentation and stuff. Nobody was in there. And I was just kind of standing there and I hear music. That's when I started hearing the music. And that's when I went up and I went up on deck and got Ellen and Don and brought them down. They heard it. And then I went and got the rest of you, and we all started. I think most of us heard it that night. And then got loud, and we heard the voices, and then we had the voice that Don and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he heard it too. So it was crazy. It was a great ending to the night. It was a great lot of activity. I have noticed that usually on the ship, from just my past experience, a lot of activity begins like between 10 and 11 o'clock, and it'll go till, well, one time I was on there, we had an all-nighter. That was the very first time. Again, I don't think they do that anymore. But we had activity from like 10 o'clock till 3 in the morning. Really good activity. I got touched on the shoulder that time. I saw a shadow figure down in one of the birthing areas. Had disembodied voices. Had just a ton of stuff going on. So that was great. And we went in the fall. I think that was in the fall. I think that was in September we did that. So again, next year I'll be going back in September. I am going to try to coordinate it with holding a class and an investigation on the ship. I think that would go really, really well. And we'll go from there. And Bob's just talking about the last EVP. Here's a shh, like someone is telling Brian or Jack to be quiet. Probably me, because as you see, I talk a lot. So, but if you guys got any questions, anything I can answer, if you got anything you want to share for people who were there this past weekend, if you got anything you want to share yourself, I'll tell you what, if you got something you want to share, I will send you a link to be on the show, and I'll bring you on the show tonight. If you got something you want to talk about or something you want to share, just give a shout out here and say, Jack, share the link with me. That's all you got to do. Say, Jack, share the link with me. And I will give it to you, and we can talk about what happened on the ship and stuff like that. So, but if you guys got any questions about anything, always, this show is always about you guys, your questions, and I love the fact that you always talk to each other. But if you got any questions, even unrelated to the Salem event we did, just throw them out there. Excuse me while I get a drink of water here. So yeah, I do want to start expanding the class to other states. I'm also looking at Tennessee to hold class down there, and then I actually have somebody I'm going to work with who will take the classes over down there and run them on a somewhat run them on a yearly basis. I won't always, I'll be there for the very first one, and then after that, this individual will run the classes herself down there. I'll always come in by video, whether it's Zoom or probably StreamYard, and give a partial presentation and stuff like that for it. But this is an individual who I trust to properly give the class, and we're going to do it together for the first time. It won't be until next year either, but I think we may try it in the spring. Just too much going on this year. And I'm going to share this because I'm reading this. That's why I stopped in mid-sentence there. So Carl says he thought he saw a brief ball of light in the mess hall area and was touched in the back of my head. It's very likely it did, Carl, because actually in that mess hall, I assume you mean the far back one, we used to occasionally, or actually first time I was there, I did see like little flashes of balls of light in that area. Again, I was touched myself on my shoulder the very first time I was there. So, and Sarah Campbell was kind of bumped into on the way to the mess, in the section on the way to the mess hall where the actual kitchen is, in the kitchen area itself. And I'm going to post this. Barry's talking about, I want to share all of your guys' stuffs here. So Barry says, when he was with his group in the CPO mess hall, that's the smaller one, I thought I heard a disembodied female child's voice right to the left of Michelle Cook from where she was seated. I did have my digital recorder going, so I'm hoping I caught it on the recorder. Michelle didn't hear this though when I asked her on Sunday morning. I believe it wasn't. I believe it wasn't a stomach growl. Well, interesting enough, it's not uncommon for one person in the group to hear a voice and nobody else hears it. Or maybe somebody else, maybe half the group will hear it and half won't. I actually had that happen at the train station up in Buffalo, Buffalo Central Terminal. There was 20 of us in this room, and we thought we had this little boy who was following us around. And I was kind of walking around the group, and one of the people helping to run the ghost hunt that night asked, well, I forget what the kid's name is, but or what they call him, but he goes, "You want to play a game?" And loud and clear, you hear this child's voice. I didn't catch what it said, or I just don't remember what it said, but it said something. And the funny thing was, I heard it, and everybody just stopped. Everybody stood there. Nobody said nothing until I finally said, "Did anybody else hear that kid's voice?" And half the group heard the voice. 10 or 11 out of 20 people heard it. The rest did not. And that's kind of typical, I believe. But it was loud. It was loud. We were like, how could you not have heard that? It was loud, and it even almost sounded like it echoed a little bit. So, yeah, interesting. It's just interesting how disembodied voices can come out, and how maybe one person can hear them and another person doesn't. I've had that happen on regular residential cases where two of us are in a room, we're investigating, and one of us hears disembodied voice, the other one doesn't hear anything. So, and then it's caught on audio. And I've had it where it's caught on audio on one recorder and not caught on the other one. That's in the same room. I've also had it caught on one recorder. It sounds like some weird sound, and on the other recorder, it sounds like a voice. So it's very strange. It's very odd. And you just never know how it's going to fall. So I have no doubts, Barry, that you heard that. I'm going to post this from Bob Maloney, because I did hear the music. Had a strong movement using the divining rods. Also walking down the hallway, coming back to the CPO room, I heard a low growl from the open doorway on my left. So I'm thinking on his left, would that have been the hospital room since you're on the way back? Because the hospital room is when you're going towards the aft of the ship. The hospital room is before the CPO room. Okay? So depending on which doorway you're talking about, that growl could have come from the hospital room, which almost would make sense to me. It might not have been really a growl, as maybe more like a moan, or even if it is a growl, somebody in pain. Hard to say, but that stuff is pretty cool. Cat Cooper says, also just discovered Ellen is a one-woman USO. Her name came up all over the ship. Yeah, it's interesting. Ellen and I had a discussion about that. We actually think it may be her brother that was trying to reach out to her. Ever since she's started to give a presentation about her experience, paranormal experiences with her brother after he was killed in Vietnam, almost immediately after he was killed in Vietnam, before they even heard about it. Anyway, she gives a presentation about that. She talks about it. I think she's doing that presentation again at Gettysburg, the Battlefield Bash this year. I hope she is. He seems to be hanging around her more and more. So, or she's just more aware of it. So it's very possible, Kat, that's who was really trying to reach out to Ellen that night. Because I do believe he's always around her. But that night he had the opportunity, and with all that equipment around, to try to reach out. So we had a discussion. Maybe thinks that's who that is. And Bob Burnell says there is a dog on the ship. I have heard that. Don can kind of verify that for you. But I've never run into the anything from the dog. Maybe that's what the growl was. There you go. Nick, Carly is taking a break tonight. She's getting some rest. She had a long day. Well, actually, it was a long weekend for all of us. But between her also gaming and then, doing the investigation, being up night and day for the most part, she's pretty wiped out. She kind of crashed today. So she did get up. She was going to be on the show. I said, just take a break, get some more rest. And because she has to game again tonight, so I told her just take a break. So that's where she is. She'll be back next week. But we've been on the go for 2 weeks straight. So between Tennessee and then the event on the Salem and everything else, so I told her to take a break. I almost was gonna, but I decided I'm gonna do the show. I promised everybody I would, so I'm gonna do it. I at least have to do it. I told her to take a break, so you can blame me for her not being on tonight. So there you go, Nick. That's where she is. Okay, and Karen says, Ava and her both heard a woman's voice around that same time, but only the two of us. She posted the video, and you can hear us talking about it, but I couldn't hear the voice. It's not uncommon for the voice maybe to not be caught on audio. I mean, I've had that happen too, but it may have been caught if somebody else had a recorder at the same time, maybe been caught on theirs and not yours. So that's something to check into. But I also heard a woman's voice in the hallway just outside the hospital room. So there definitely is a woman on board. They do know that. They're not. I don't know if they're really sure who she is, but they think maybe she had been one of the patients who was on the ship, which might make sense. The response we got, or Bob Burnell got when I asked the question, "Are you a patient?" And we got the yes, sir, or the yeah, or whichever it is. But it's definitely a yes response, a positive response to that question. And Barry is correct about that. They're not always picked up. Disembodied voices not always picked up on audio, or they may sound like something else when they are. Again, I've heard it as a voice on one recorder and an odd noise on another. Actually, if you want to check that out, that is on our Spirits of New England website. Under, I think it's under our. In fact, I can pull that up for you. Let's see if we can do that. If I could show you that audio, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it here. I'm on the website now. I think it might be under our evidence page. Sorry, people, just going through it, just looking. And yeah, okay, I found it. Let's see if we can play this for you. I'm gonna try to share this out. Close this other one. Bear with me while I try to pull this up for you guys. So this is on our evidence page.
I'm gonna shut this camera off. It's cold right here. The vents right there. I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up from the vent?
Hang on, people.
What the hell was that?
Okay, so I'm gonna play this for you guys. Let me share it up here. If you guys didn't already hear it while I was playing, here I'm gonna play this for you. This is from our website. It's our evidence page. Now let's see if you're gonna hear this odd noise. This is caught on the recorder I was holding. And then I'm going to play it from the other recorder that was in a different room.
Was that you?
Hang on a second. I got to back this up.
I'm going to shut this camera off. It's cold right here. The vents right there. But yeah, it's not here. I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up from the vent? What the hell was that? Ice. Like chill. Yeah. Was that you?
So I'll play that for you again. You should be able to hear it. It's like a whoop whoop. Do this. I'm going to shut this camera off. It's cold right here. The vents right there. But yeah, it's not here. I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up from the vent? You know what? I might be sharing the wrong thing here. Hang on a second.
Chill. Yeah.
Hang on a second. I think I'm sharing the wrong screen, so you may not have heard it. Hang on. Let me see if I don't think I shared the right screen with you guys. So you probably weren't hearing anything because I shared the wrong screen. So let's hang on a second. Foolish me. Okay, there. Let's try it this time. I'm going to shut this camera off. It's cold right here. The vents right there. But yeah, it's not here. I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up from the vent? What the hell was that? Ice. Like chill. Yeah. Was that you? Okay, so I'll play that again one more time for you, and you hear that woo woo, and you hear that we heard it. I'm going to shut this camera off. Tassa was a lot louder than that. This is a residential case in I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up Western New York? What the hell was that? Okay, so that's on the recorder I was holding. Now, this is what came up on the recorder in the bedroom, the master bedroom. Watkins Glen, New York, is where this stuff is captured. It's cold here. I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up to the vent? What the hell was that? Now, did you hear it that time? That's a recorder in the bedroom just down the hallway from us. You don't hear that kind of whimpering sound, as Teresa says, but you hear listen close, it's a voice. So, the recorders caught the sound, but in different ways. So I'll play that one again for you. Let's see if, you know what? Did I share the right one? Maybe I didn't share the right one again. Hang on a second. Close one. I'll try to share the right screen here with you. It opened up another screen. I thought it just replaced the other screen, but hang on a second. Here, we'll get this again for you. I'll sort this. I'll figure this out yet. So here it is again. This is on the recorder in the bedroom. Just down the hallway from us, where we heard the whoop, 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 whoop noise. But here's how it was caught on the recorder in that bedroom. Yeah. Was that you? I'm going to shut this camera off. It's cold right here. The vents right there. But yeah, it's not here. I mean, it could be just. Do you feel air moving up from the vent? Oh, I closed the wrong one. Darn it. Sorry, people. Chill. Yeah. Let me try this again. I closed the wrong one. Was that you?
It's cold right here. Shut this camera off. Right here. That vent's right there. You feel air. I mean, it could be just, you feel air moving up.
All right, let me open up the right one this time. It's complicated when I got too many windows going open. All right, so here's the bedroom. Hopefully.
Air moving up to the vent.
What the hell was that?
All right, so this wasn't from the ship, Wes. This, I'm just showing everybody this because this is how a disembodied voice or disembodied sound can sound either different on two different recorders, or it can capture two different things on two different recorders, or we also talked about how things can be, disembodied voice can be caught on one recorder, not another. So this audio is from a residential case out in Watkins Glen, New York. So let me play this. This is the second recorder and how it was caught.
Shut this camera off. It's cold right here. That vent's I mean, it could be just, you feel air moving up to the vent.
What the hell was that?
So anyways, you get the idea now of, how we heard it one way with the woo woo, and then the other way on another recorder, it sounds like a voice. Yes, both were digital recorders, and actually they were the same make and model recorder, Carl, just so you know. They were both Olympus digital recorders. I still have them. So, Christina, what you heard, what the hell is this, was Beck, my other investigator, just saying that. You're listening for after that. So anyways, if you guys want, you can just go to that website, our website there, and you can check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's Watkins Glen Investigation. I'm going to post you the link to there, and go from there. So you can go on there. We also have the video from our investigation of USS Constitution on there from all those years ago, back in 2010. That's on there. We've got a lot of stuff on there, a lot of investigation, a lot of evidence posted on there from different investigations. Check it out. I think you'll find a lot of it interesting, and it's pretty cool stuff. So check that out. But if you guys got any questions, anything you want to share yourselves, I know you've been sharing a lot of what happened. It was not a dog in pain, though, Teresa. Trust me on that one. It's just how it came across, but I do believe it was the spirit of a female who we did identify. It was there, and she was somebody who previously owned the place and lived there back in the early 1900s. And pretty cool stuff. There's Alan McNeil. Yes, and again, you can go to our website there, go to that link, Spirit of New England Evidence.html, and the USS Constitution video is on there, and other evidence from the Constitution is on there, and other evidence from other investigations. We got a whole bunch of stuff listed in there, so feel free to check it out. And it's all cool stuff. So again, you guys got any questions for me tonight? Throw them out there. It's 8:45 p.m. We're not ending the show, but I'm just going to throw this out there that if you're looking for any good books to read, you can find all of mine on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. I've got my paranormal research book out there. Hauntings, Ghosts, and Demons is out there. The comic book Spirits, Forgotten Souls, and Bay Path is out there. And I do need to finish up the next book in Hauntings, Ghosts, and Demons kind of series I've been trying to get working on. and get that out there. So hopefully I'll have that out there before the end of this year or early into next year, and go from there. So, but hope you guys have enjoyed everything so far. If you haven't gotten those books, take a gander at them, pick one up. I think you'll enjoy them. I think you'll enjoy them. So again, if you guys got any questions, let me know. And Wes, it's always good to see you in here, buddy. I wish we could all get together again. This whole stuff with the border and everything else is ridiculous. There's no reason I don't think they should be letting us go back and forth by now. I did. Hopefully I'll be doing a little traveling next year, other places too. Hopefully 2020 is a lot better for travel again. I did just put in for my renewal for my passport, so let's hope. Let's hope. Now it says my books are spooktacular. Thank you, Ellen. I do remember Ellen. Ellen was one of the people to catch. Actually, she was the first one to catch when I originally wrote the book, and I just printed out a few for people to read, to review for me. Ellen caught the word. I was trying to say one of the characters was trying to tell the other character to stay calm, and I wrote clam. And Ellen was picking up and she goes, "Oh, keep clam? You want to keep clam? Yeah, you keep clams." So the spell check didn't catch it because it was spelt right, but it didn't make sense for what I was trying to say. So Ellen, thank you for reviewing my book for me. I'm sure the next one I'll be sending you to review as well. And maybe a couple other people's out there too. I know some people I would like to have just review my work for me, make sure I don't have any misspellings or things missing. Somebody else actually found a whole section. I was writing it like 2 and 3 in the morning a lot of times. So I thought I had written this whole one section, and it was a full paragraph that was missing. That made the whole story made no sense. It was completely, I never wrote the paragraph. I wrote it in my head. I never actually typed it in to the computer. So it's kind of funny. And somebody caught that for me. This is why it's always good to have somebody else check your book for you before you publish. So, and Barry has a question. Jack, in my past investigations aboard USS Salem, have you investigated any of the other decks on board the ship? If so, where were you able to capture paranormal data? I actually did. I mean, we actually, the very first time, and even last year when I was went on with Chris Sanders, we went down, and it was actually on I think it's the hatchway. There's a hatchway goes down one more deck. I think it's the one after the CPO room. We went down. There's a berthing area down there, sleeping quarters for the sailors, and we had a lot of activity down there. As a matter of fact, I know I recorded it and stuff. But Chris was getting a lot of activity, and I think not mistaken, Carly got touched down there. Somebody touched her hair, I think, or touched her shoulder or something. I can't remember which it was, but somebody did touch her. But we had a lot of activity, and that was another area. At the same time, I went down the very first time I was there. We were all over the ship the first time I was there. I can't remember every place I was. I think we were all the way down towards the bottom of the ship, way in the back at one point, or with the stern of the ship. We went to where the holding cell is, the prison. They do have like a holding cell on it. So we went there. I think that was another deck down, but we did all the next deck down from where you guys all were. They don't always get as much activity down there. Majority of the activity is up on the deck that we were on. The brig, yes, thank you, Wes Coleman. Yeah. The brig, thank you. We did try the brig. We really didn't get much at the brig. but we went a few times. And I know Bob Burnell, yeah, you've been on there many times. Well, he said this was his 5th time, but Bob Burnell's been on many more times than I have. But I have caught other evidence, other locations. The bridge actually is a good place sometimes to go. You can go up on you are allowed to go up on the bridge, I believe, still. Now, we went up there. We had a little bit of activity up there. A couple times I was up there. Not too much, but Sarah and I think Kat, if you're still on, you went up there. You guys went up there. You had activity up there, didn't you? So, I mean, Kat, if you're still on, share what you know or what you experienced up on the thing. And Ellen says the morgue was fun too. I don't know if I ever went to the morgue, to be honest with you, personally. I did go one time into the. It's on the deck we were on. It's more towards the bow of the ship, where the anchor room. I don't know if there's anybody in there anymore. I almost fell my butt in there, and that's all steel and stuff. But it's always oiled and greased and everything else, and you got to be careful because you can kill yourself in that room. So I didn't like investigating in there, but we had a little bit of activity in there. I think somebody who used to help take care of the ship had a heart attack and died in there. Don could tell you if that's correct or if I have that wrong, but I believe that's what happened. And Wes asked me if did I ever hear the ship's whistle on the bridge? I did not, but I know other people have. I was only ever up on the bridge once, but I know other people have heard it. So, yeah, that is a thing that does happen, but I personally have never heard that one. And Jenny, our friend Jenny from Germany. How you doing out there, Jenny? She has to go to work in a few hours. Okay, thanks, Jenny. I'm glad you always come on. We appreciate it. She's our good friend from Germany, and maybe someday she'll be able to make it here to the U.S. and meet us all and investigate with us all. That would be awesome. I would love to have her out here and visit with us all if she ever can someday. You, Jenny, again, thanks for coming on, and thanks for being a fan out there and a friend. Hey, we appreciate you. And you have a good night. And I'm going to post this because Kat says, yep, we got some very good hits. At first, they were apprehensive about Sarah at the wheel, but they had a great sense of humor. Yes, as I remember you told me, they were calling her all kinds of names. You had all kinds of names coming through. I believe that was your spirit box. I don't know if it's a Phasma box you have. But you guys would tell me they were calling her like a slut and this and that because she was touching all the equipment. So very cool stuff. And Debbie says she hasn't had a chance to review all of your audio. I think if you guys really do go through your audio and even your video, if you've had any, I think you'll be surprised that you'll actually have caught quite a bit of stuff. I would not be surprised. That's why I know it can be very boring to go through audio and video. I know that I've had to do it on so many investigations with tons more audio and video than you guys even collected that night. But I will tell you this, when you do come across that EVP or you find that anomaly on the video, it really gets your blood going. And it's like, this is what we do this for. You're trying to just, when we do events like this, we do investigations like this, you're trying to capture that evidence of something paranormal. And when you do get it, it really makes you, it's really kind of a blood rush thing, it's an adrenaline rush. So I encourage you to go through it. I know it can be boring, but I really encourage you to go through it because I really think you will find some stuff from that night on your audio especially. So keep going, people. Keep going at it. Don't give up. I know it's pain to go through, but do it. And you're right, Karen. CPO was extremely active that night. The CPO room, I think, had the most activity of the locations we investigated, with the exception, towards the end of the night there, the briefing room and that little room that Don and me and I just can't remember the other gentleman's name, but I believe he's on Don's team that went in there. And that was amazing. I mean, that was just incredible. But yes, CPO rooms seem to have the most activity all night long. And that can be how it goes sometimes. You just never know how an investigation is going to go. It was hotter than hell in all those rooms. Kudos to you guys for sticking with it and getting that audio and video and capturing some good evidence and having some good experiences. You know, it's tough. It can be tough doing investigations and stuff sometimes. And, you know, Ellen and our spirits team, we've had to do investigations in places, you know, for residential cases that we didn't want to, you know, it was hot. It was, you know, sometimes, you know, not well kept. Let's just put it that way in some people's homes. But you got to go in and help them. And you don't necessarily want to be there just because of the conditions, but you stick with it, you go through it, and you're actually able to come up with evidence and find something real and have, you know, help people, and or just find yourself proof of the paranormal, that there is an afterlife, you know. And yes, Ellen's right. I just did say, I don't know if you heard me saying before, Ellen, we will do it again. I'm going to do kind of a little bit of my own thing next year with spending a weekend to do hold my classes, hold a class and do an investigation. Part of the class is you do an actual investigation at a location. That location will be the USS Salem. We'll hold the class for a weekend in the Boston area, and the investigation location will be the USS Salem. I think that's a great place to investigate, teach people how to investigate. So if anyone wants to take the class and do that, plan will be to do an 8-hour during the day course at a hotel. Again, I'm going to try to rent like their conference room at one and do a good classroom thing there. Do a full 8 hours. Then we'll go on the ship that Saturday night, investigate, come back on Sunday morning, finish up the class, and go over what we learned on the investigating the ship that night, of investigation techniques, experiences people had, what you captured, you know. So we will do that, and we'll hopefully be able to go over some of the evidence and stuff. So that's the plan for next year, and I'm going to try to do that, I think, in September or October. We will figure that out, but it'll be during a cooler part of the year. May even shoot for the spring. I'm not sure yet. We're going to sort through that, though. But that'll be coming. That'll be coming. So hopefully you'll all enjoy that. And oh, Barry, you're very welcome. I knew you when we had that discussion. I knew you were interested, so I did want to tell Don. So, you know, he knew you had more of an interest, not just in you know, the paranormal end of it, but in the ship and stuff itself. You know, in the history with the Navy ships and stuff. So I'm glad he let you do that and let you check it out. I actually, be honest, I just on Amazon.com, I just ordered the plastic model of the USS Salem. They have a plastic model out there that you can build, and I actually just ordered it. I think it was put out by Revell, Revell, or Revell, Revell. I think that's who put it out, but I did just order it, and I'm going to build the ship when it comes. So I'm glad you got to do that. I'm glad Don let you check out the museum on the ship and stuff like that. That's awesome. No, I wasn't gonna. There's no way I was really gonna cancel tonight's podcast. I promised you guys we would do it this week. Carly is just really wiped out, so I wanted to. She was gonna do it. I'm the one who told her no. You need more rest. You go chill. So that's why she's not on. It's because I told her she wasn't gonna come on. she does need the rest. She actually does have to go on and do her gaming training stuff tonight, so she doesn't have a choice. She's got to do it. That's why I just wanted her to relax and get another couple hours of rest before she has to go do that. But I know a lot of you guys are going to be going down. I know we're at our time here, so I'm going to let you guys go. I do want to say that I know a lot of you are going to be going to the Battlefield Bash this month too, so we will see you all there. And I'm looking forward to that as well. I know you guys all missed Carly. I will let her know. She will be back with me on Tuesday. Again, I'm the one who made her sit tonight out, so you guys can blame me for not having Carly with me tonight. So she's a trooper. She wanted to do it. I refused to let her. Hey guys, Kat, Cooper, great always seeing you, and we got to hang out more. I got to hang out more with all of you. And Karen, I wish you could go too. But when you guys can make it. You know, we'll be doing more stuff. We'll be doing more things. So, you know, hang in there. Have a great night, everybody. Love you all. Carly, I know will say, love you. So, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for coming again. We will be on next Tuesday as well, and we will talk to you all then. Love you all. Care about you all, and thank you all again, all who did come to the USS Salem. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us. We hope it gave you guys a great time and enjoyed yourselves, and I think you did. So, all right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you all next week. Bye for now.